Alright, we've won the die roll for round one, and we get this nice little hand, which I'll go ahead and keep. My opponent does not have a companion. And they went down to 6 cards. This isn't the fastest hand in the world for what it's worth, but what do we have here? Okay, blue, white, red. Could be Jeskai anyway, and they just are not playing a companion, which seems wrong, but you do you. Oven. No play from the opponent. Go ahead and do the loop. We can do this once per turn. Okay, that's a draw. I could play the priest. I think I'm just going to play Luris and use my mana efficiently. I suppose I could have a counter spell, but I'm trying to think what decks actually play counter spells. Obviously a Jeskai deck would be the most likely, but usually with Jeskai you see more of mid-range, like not playing counters, playing more like Teferi's and Fires and that kind of thing, because Fires prevents you from playing counters. What is this now? Ooh, Bone Crusher Giant. I guess that would be a reason not to do that. There's not much reason in using Witch's Oven. I'd rather just get the extra damage out of the Cauldron Familiar coming back into play. So if he's playing... Oh, Legion War Boss. Not what I expected. That's fine. So the question is, do I want to sack Cauldron Familiar and bring it back in order to just trade off the Goblin? Seems like not the worst plan. So we can't block with it on a future turn. Yeah, let's do it. And then we can steal the Legion War Boss. Get a token of our own. And then, of course, sacrifice the Legion War Boss post-combat. Ooh, do we even get to Mentor? Let's Mentor onto the token. Before we forget, we'll go ahead and do this. And play Priest. And I believe that's all we need to do this turn. I can just end of turn get back the Cauldron Familiar. And this game should be over. Yep. Alright. Well, that went pretty well. Not really sure what my opponent's doing. Is this like a Jeskai aggro deck? It's kind of a strange place to see Legion War Boss. But in any case, I feel like this removal spell might be nice. Deadweight would also be nice to answer the Legion War Boss, in case we don't have another one handy. So what are we cutting? Let's see, anything else I would want? Maybe Act of Treason, but I still don't know how creature heavy he's gonna end up being. I think I just stick with this for now. How many Claim the Firstborns am I gonna want? And am I gonna want Spark Harvest? I think probably yes to both. I don't want to go too low on creatures. I can cut like one Robber the Wit of the Rich. It's much worse on defense. Do I want Duress? Because even if he has an aggro deck, he's likely to be bringing in spells to deal with my stuff. And if I brought in Duress, I could also bring in the Arcanist. Might be worth a try. Cut another Robber. Cut like one Claim the Firstborn. What else? One Kroxa, it's also not as good on the draw. 26 creatures is probably good. I could cut a land since I'm on the draw. Maybe like a castle, which is also not as good on the draw. Common theme for this deck. Yeah, sure, I'll give this a try. What do we have here? This hand's okay. It doesn't have a sacrifice outlet, but we can get this Dread Horde going on turn 2. Should be pretty nice. My opponent looks like they mulligan again. Going down to 6. Shocking. Just an opt, I guess, and a turn. Scry. Oh, Spectral Sailor. Okay, so they are aggro. Good to know. Land on the bottom. And by the way, if anyone's curious about why the Sacred Foundry is in here, it's because it is a mountain that can cast Lurrus of the Dream Den. Charming Prince, sure. Slightly annoying because it can block the Dread Horde Butcher and trade with it. Let's see what we draw. Duress, obviously not playing that this turn. So I have a decision to make here. So this Robber is not going to be turned on anytime soon because my opponent A, mulliganed, and B, has been playing cards out, so this is not going to be turned on for several turns. So I'd be more willing to trade it off than the Butcher. I don't know. I mean, if I play the Butcher, I'm pretty sure he's just going to trade off with the Prince, which is not a great outcome for me. I'll play the Robber. If he wants to trade with it, that's fine by me. You know what? Actually, I'm going to pass, because I just realized this has Reach. And maybe he won't realize that, because Reach is not a very common ability on red creatures. Why does this have Reach? That's very strange. I guess because it's like a thief that can climb on ceilings and shit. I don't know. Incubation. Okay. Winota. What does that do? There are non-human attacks. You can search for a human, essentially. The top 6. Okay, that seems powerful. My opponent, I guess, does not realize the reach, so I'll block. Unless they have a pump spell or something. Okay. Well, I guess no harm done for them. Just missed out on 1 damage. Okay, so we are definitely behind here. But now we can get this Butcher going. And the question is, do I also want to Duress? I know my opponent's hand is Winota and 1 unknown. If it's Winota and land, I'm going to feel bad if I have to shock to do so. So I feel like I'd rather scry and see if I can find something useful on top, like a Witch's Oven or something. Bottom that. Drop Butcher. Okay, Not sure if I can win this race or not, but we do have a threaten effect. My opponent's going to Winota though, which is unfortunate. That Spectral Sailor is going to trigger it. Let's see what they get with it. Tapped and attacking, jeez. Oh. Oh. Okay. Protection from 2. No, it has protection from everything except 2. So 2s can kill it, nothing else can. Alright, well I take a lot of damage. Good lord. Okay. Gonna need something big here. I think Witch's Oven is like the only card I can think of that keeps me in this. Opponent is not letting me go to my draw step. There we go. So that doesn't help me. Let's see, so if I hold back, I can play like Robber. I can claim the Firstborn. I can't, the problem is I can't take Winota or Haktos, which are the two that I would want to take. I can play a Butcher, attack with both, takes 3, that does no good for me. This Butcher can block the Haktos. Attacks each combat if able. Yeah, that's all good things for me. So I might just want to go like play Robber, play Butcher. Then like Robber can block Winota. Butcher blocks Haktos. The trigger kills Winota, finishes off Winota. This Butcher's trigger finishes off Spectral Sailor. I'll have no board left. They'll be down to a Charming Prince, will be at 6, but they'll also have whatever they get off of Winota. Oh dear, I don't have a Swamp, so I guess that's off the table. Okay, so new plan is duress to get information and then probably concede. Roger and Triumph does nothing for me. So can I survive this? I mean, yes, I can play Butcher. Block the Haktos, block the Winota, finish the Winota, take 3. Guess it's not all bad news. It's just mostly bad news. This Robber is going to be able to block the Borrower next turn, so that's something. Hope my opponent doesn't hit anything too crazy off the Winota. Charming Prince. Okay, scry 2. It's pretty annoying. It means they'll have gas next turn no matter what happens. Well, I scryed 2 the bottom. That's good. Alright, Butcher goes here. You go here. I take 5. And then the Borrower's coming in. Yeah, probably gonna have to draw something. Would be nice to know which one is which. Excuse me. Hello, Magic Online? Can you tell me which one's the 2 damage and which one's the 1 damage? Anyone? Bueller? Do I just have to guess? That's really unfortunate. What? Okay, I mean, I guess. Hope this is the 2. Nope, that was the 1. Alright, that's really dumb. because their Spectral Sailor should have died there. I'm definitely going to be filing a ticket request reimbursement for that one. So now Robber can block Borrower. Man, that's annoying. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if I don't draw a creature, because I'm going to need 2 blockers next turn. Okay, this should just be game over anyway. Alright, well, now I know what my opponent's up to. And that does me no good. So, now that we know what they're doing, I'd like to claim the Firstborn a little bit more, because I can kill things. That has a lot of good targets. Even though his premium targets are 4 mana, it's still going to be useful for us. The Robbers will be a little better on the play, but they're still not like amazing. I didn't know they have reach, so that's something. I don't love Kroxa to begin with in this matchup. And then Duress I just don't want. So then do I want both of my Dreadhorde Arcanus with only 4 targets, or 6 targets rather? Or would I rather have like Act of Treason? Act of Treason seems pretty nice. Problem is, do I want to go down to just 25 creatures? Don't love that number. I'd like at least 1 more. So maybe I keep 1 in and play like 1 Act of Treason. Seems a little more acceptable. And then, of course, I have to consider bringing in this land again. So no good use for this. Yeah, you know what? Let's run it. 21 land. I mean, Kroxa is kind of a mana sink, so the fact that we're taking it out makes it, I guess, a little bit more okay that we're going down on mana. And I still don't love this ability anyway. So, I don't know, maybe it's wrong, but you can tell I didn't put a ton of thought into my sideboard. But we will go first. And this hand is no bueno. This is a keep, even though I really want red mana with this hand. I think I just bottomed the Dreadhorde Butcher, because A, we don't have red mana, and then once I have my red mana, I'm probably going to want to claim the Firstborn first to get rid of a threat. Put that on the bottom. Opponent once again mulled to 6. Alright, so we'll have this Priest active next turn no matter what. That's something. Assuming he doesn't kill it, of course, which of course he could just Bone Crusher it or whatever. But if he does, and then we draw a land, we can just drop Lurrus. Okay. That's a good draw. Did I see any flash creatures? I mean, Spectral Sailor, obviously. I can't think of anything in this color combination. But I think I still just don't attack with the Priest. It's possible he's just going to Bone Crusher end of turn. So we might be missing out on 1 damage, but I can live with that just in case something else going on. Let's play Oven, see if we can coax a removal spell out of him. Not that it matters at this point, because we've lost the ability to play Lurrus. Alright, let's play Gutter Bones, and this I'm guessing will draw out the removal. No, okay. Your go. Here comes Bone Crusher Giant. Oh no, raise the alarm. I guess that is a reach creature, and that's an unfortunate one because that gets around the priest sacrifice ability. At least we have this backup, so that's something. Charming Prince, that's fine. Let's see what they do with their scries. They go one top, one bottom. Ew. Alright, well, guess we'll do this loop once and get it back. Alright, Witch's Oven is gone. Okay, so I can activate Priest. Do I want to claim the Firstborn first? That'll leave me with 2 mana, 4 mana after the Priest gives me mana. So that would be enough to play Luris and get back the Witch's Oven, which is pretty nice. The question is, do I want to save this Claim the Firstborn for something like a Legion War Boss? But I feel like if he had a Legion War Boss, he would have played it there. Of course, he could have put one on top, because he just scryed 2. It's a tricky one. Let's see, so I have 5 mana total if I just don't play the Claim the Firstborn. So that would allow me to play Luris, replay Witch's Oven, and drop like the Scorpion. And then I could even sack the Scorpion, use the food to get back the Familiar if I wanted to. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Make sure I know how this works. Any number, each lose 2. So I want to target him, but not myself. He's going to sack a soldier, lose some life. We even drew a land, so let's start out by playing Luris. The question is, do I want to use... No, there's no need to use Sacred Foundry mana for it. I don't think I'm going to need that much black mana. Then I can go Witch's Oven. I could even claim the Firstborn now, but I don't see the need for that. Let's just play Scorpion. And tap land. Pass the turn. See if my opponent has like a Winota or the other 4 mana guy. Okay, well, it's not the other guy because you can't cast it off island. Another one. That's pretty rude. So do I want to do the sacrifice now? Yeah, might as well. Sack the Scorpion. I guess I don't need to get back the Familiar right away. I'll give him the information. But obviously he knows that's an option. Nothing, huh? He's just going to play a Shield Breaker. Nope, Legion War Boss post-combat. Okay, makes sense. So let's go ahead and get back the Familiar. So this is going to work out pretty alright for us here. Play the Oven. Steal the War Boss. Attack with a bunch of stuff. This and this, and what else? I don't want to attack with Luris because he can just block with Prince. He can attack with Familiar, but he can also just block with Prince. So I guess it's just those two. Oh, that was actually wrong. I should have attacked with familiar and, well, I don't know if that's right. I was gonna say because I can just sacrifice the token to the Priest of Forgotten Gods, but that's actually better for Cauldron Familiar because that's the one we can actually recur. Take the damage. That's good. So do I want to use the priest now? Let's get back Gutter Bones, and we can even play it here. Or do I just want to sack to Witch's Oven? No, let's go ahead and do this. Sack you, sack you. Make some mana. Alright, well that'll be useful sooner or later. Pass the turn. And it should just be a matter of a couple turns now before they just get whittled down by this Witch's Oven. They basically need to kill the oven again and have a Lurrus have an answer to Lurrus this time. And the best they can do is just play a 2-1. Okay, so I can just kill him right now, I believe. That's 1, 2. Yeah, so I can get back the Scorpion, sack it to the Witch's Oven. So he goes to 3, use the food to get back the familiar, he goes to 2, activate the priest, he goes to 0. So yeah, that kind of came together there. I don't know if what my opponent's playing was like considered a stock deck in the format, but as you can tell, I'm a little inexperienced with Standard right now, but it was a nice little win.